Okay. I don't think my audio was capturing before. I think it will be capturing now. That's pretty sad. All of that awesome commentary I was giving while reading with my wonderful voice. And I don't think anyone heard anything. I think the VOD, like the first few minutes of the VOD, are gonna be freaking silent. Jesus. Feels bad, man. Can you guys hear me now? Now that I see there's actually people here. Hi, Rob. Hi, the Lightblade. What's going on, guys? Got children here? Oh no, anyway. If you ask me what MILF is, greetings Nico and fellow MILFs in my area. Thought you were better than that, Jiyuu. Dang. I think the freaking volume, like the audio input, was like at default instead of to my microphone, but hopefully you guys can hear it now. Man, I love fishing. Bro, I do love fishing. It feels like I'm going around in circles, swallowing my own tail with each step, like an Ouroboros. Bro, if Cold Steel was here, bro, he would appreciate that. I've only been in the city for around a week and I'm already exhausted. Paradoxically, my days here are less packed than they were when I lived out in the countryside. Other than cram school, my days are almost depressingly empty. I get up in the mornings, brush my teeth, and put on my clothes. I catch the train to cram school, then I sit at my desk for hours reading textbooks and answering the teacher's questions. We have a lot of practice exam papers to work through, so there's always something to study for, though the exams themselves are 8 months away. When I'm done with school, I take the train back home, and then I while my time away until the night finally falls. There are too many hours in the evenings, and I just don't know how to fill them. My classmates look like they led fun, exciting lives. I bet that's why they failed their university entrance exams the first time around. Oof. Feels bad, man. Bro, if I say that, they'll be like, I like MILFs. Bro, XYZ, you probably do like MILFs. I wouldn't put it past you. You like MILFs because they make you the rice. That's what it is. They're too busy going to bars, karaoke parlors, or the arcades. Bro, that's how it should be. I want to do karaoke. We have karaoke where I live. And I remember like before the pandemic, me and my friends were like, yo, we should do karaoke around Nico's birthday. And then the pandemic came and then nobody ever got to do karaoke. But I would like to do karaoke. I gotta, you know, it's the experience that you have to have at least once. What's going on, Floof? How you feeling, bud? Lurks while finishing assignments for college? Alright, good luck, buddy. I ain't even gonna lie, I do like MILFs. They hot, they cook for me too. Who's your favorite MILF in anime? That's what I need to know. I'm too old. Perhaps I could have had a painless time if I told a few white lies when Miss Onizaki asked us to introduce ourselves during our first day of school, but I didn't. For some ungodly reason, I was seized by a sudden need to tell the truth, and I confessed my real age to my classmates. I wanted them to know, right off the bat, that my name is Tanimura Mitsuki. Yeah, like the actress, but it's not written the same way, and I'm 23 years old. I might be a bit older than the rest of you, try a lot, but I hope we can all get along in the future. As if. I think I could have made a few friends if I'd kept my shameful secret under wraps. I mean, it's not like I look much older than everyone else, but it's too late now. The cat's already out of the bag. My classmates don't want to associate with me. Jesus. They don't even want to look at me. I can't say I blame them either. I'm only 23 and I feel positively ancient. Though I'm closer to 20 than 30, and the world should be my oyster. How can the world be my oyster, I ask, when I've never had an opportunity to cast out my net? Now I'm afraid I'll never get the chance. Nico is my favorite MILF? Dang. So you saw my naked apron pics, is that what it is? You sub to the OnlyFans? That's a difficult question. Too many MILFs? Bro, alright, fine. Then give me your top 3 anime MILFs. Give you a little bit of wiggle room there. I'm only 23. Just 23. Already 23. Isn't that old enough already? But my protests are all in vain, and time continues to tick away. I sigh as I walk down the street, my hands firmly planted inside my pockets. Today was yet another day at cram school, and it was just as dull and uneventful as the last. I might be living in the heart of Japan now, but I feel even lonelier than I did in Aomori. At least back in the sticks, I still have my parents and my grandmother, and a few assorted aunts and uncles I could talk to. I had friends too, until they flew to coop. Still, even after they cleared off, I wasn't entirely on my own. I knew everyone who stopped by my family's old-fashioned candy store, and people used to talk to me as I counted out their change. People weren't above smiling and laughing and telling jokes in Aomori, even with a loser like me. It's different now. I knew the city would be different, of course, but I'd always imagined in my naivety, or maybe you could call it optimism, that it would be different in a positive way. I never believed, not in my wildest dreams, that I feel so isolated while living on the fringe of the biggest city in the world. Life's full of surprises. I like how he says Tokyo is the biggest city in the world. Not like someplace in China or India, but Tokyo. Now who knows, maybe he's right. I'm gonna have to look that up. Now I'm curious. I'm sure that's only the Japanese perspective. Sadly, they're not always pleasant surprises. My footsteps fall against the dull, gray pavement with a series of dull gray thuds. Everything's dull and gray in the rundown part of Kawasaki I call home. The high-rise buildings, which don't rise quite as high as those 20 minutes down the Tokaido line, the sidewalk, which is fringed by the curb and lined with street lamps, even the sky, which looks grim and dark and downcast, is utterly miserable. Wiggle room when dancing with your partner, always leave enough room between the two of you for wiggles. Dang, you always got wiggles on the mind, Rom. Jeez. You gotta make Wiggles VIP in your Twitch. What's going on? Why are you slacking? I wonder if it's going to rain. I sure hope not. I should hurry. I have some tea here, guys. It's the first time that I've had tea in like maybe 3 months. Green tea. I passed the gates of a small playground, driven by the single-minded desire to get inside before the heavens unleashed their load on my unsuspecting head, when... Not here. It's not here either. Now, what could that be? Where is it? Where did it go? I can't see the speaker, but their voice sounds breathy and high-pitched. Their frantic words are choked with tears, and it's obvious they're upset. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say that voice belongs to a little kid. I mean, why else would they be in the playground? I wonder what happened. Bro, a little girl lost her doll. It's pretty obvious. I opened the low metal gate, which parts with a creak, and glanced around. The playground is fairly nondescript. Or descript, I don't know. Much like everything else around these parts. I can see a few swings and slides, but they're rusty with age, just like the gate. They do look very freaking rusty and ugly. It's all very typical, standard, uninteresting. Well, what else would be here? A portal to another dimension? There is, however, a young girl. The girl is crouched on the ground by the swings, her hair is short and dark, and her eyes are filled with tears. I don't make a habit of talking to young kids, but something about her looks vaguely familiar. I wonder why. Mama told me not to go outside. I should have listened, but... She hiccups. Her shoulders tremble. It looks like she's crying. Is there anything I can do to help? Excuse me. The little girl jumps at my introduction, timid though it is. She must have been sobbing so much she didn't hear the gate creaking or my approaching footsteps. Sniffling frantically, is she trying to suck her snot back up into her nostrils? She lifts her head and wipes her red eyes with the back of her arm. Do I know you? Gee, I don't know. Do you? The girl frowns. She looks confused. For the record, Rom and XYZ and Ryu, this is not the MILF, okay? Just in case you guys are wondering, this is not the fateful encounter. I guess that wasn't the nicest greeting in the world, but this is part of what leads to the fateful encounter. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm pretty sure XYZ thought this was the MILF. I could like already feel the excitement oozing from him. Is something wrong? Yeah, something bad happened. Bad? I crouched down beside the girl, bringing our faces level. Like what exactly? It's all my fault. You won't tell Mama, will you? Where the MILF at? Dang. Or I'm about to unsub. That depends on what your problem is. Will you tell me what's wrong, please? I can't help you if I don't know. You'll help me? I'd like to, if you'd let me. Well, the thing is, I kinda lost the key to my house. Oh, jeez. I thought she lost like a freaking doll. She lost some freaking keys. That's not good. Your key? I can't get back in without it. And where do you live exactly? It's just so sus. Finding a little girl at the park and being like, where do you live? That's just not good. Over there. The girl points to the nearby apartment complex. Ah, now I understand. That must be why this girl looks so familiar. She lives in the same building I do. Oh, okay. They're like freaking neighbors. I must have seen her in passing before, but her face never registered in my mind. Well, I doubt I'll forget her after all this. Nico, pensive. I'll be back. Gotta eat some cake. Lucky you. I just ate some white rice with 3 fried eggs on top. But I had a jelly donut earlier, but I don't have cake, and I kind of want chocolate cake. So were you at home by yourself? That's right. Mama left to go to the store. She told me to stay inside, but she was gone for a long time. Why would you leave your kid? Like, this girl looks like she's 6. 6 tops, possibly even 5. Why would you leave your like 5 or 6-year-old kid home alone instead of just taking them to the store with you? This makes no sense. I mean, I know Japan is supposed to be like probably the safest country in the world, but like, who does this? 1 grain of rice with 3 eggs? Bro, dang straight. I got hungry, so I used the spare key and went to the convenience store. And then you dropped your key? She got hungry? That's what it was? Bro. Damn, Mom didn't leave you any like Welch's fruit snacks or something? Do you know when your mother will be back? The girl shakes her head forlornly. How long has she been gone? I don't know, I think she left around 4? So it's been over an hour then. That really is a long time to leave such a little girl at home on her own. What about your dad? Don't have one. Oh, well. Talk about awkward. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? It's not your fault. Haha, I guess you're right. And how long have you been looking for your key? I don't know. Forever? Jesus Christ. This is very true, guys. Children have like no concept of time. So I don't know if you guys have like little siblings or like little cousins that are like really young, but you'll notice if you tell them that they can't like do something for like another 5 minutes, in their mind 5 minutes is probably like an hour. It's like really bad. I don't know, forever? Like if you give them a timeout, let's say for 5 minutes, that 5 minutes for them will feel like an hour. I think that's like the perfect example. The little girl looks at me earnestly, her eyes wide, in a manner that suggests it really might have been forever. But knowing how kids are, I decided to err on the side of caution. I actually watched a YouTube video recently that explained why kids have such a wild concept of time, and why when you get older, it feels like time is moving faster. And they said it's because when you're a kid, let's say 1 day in your life is like a huge portion of your life, right? Because you haven't lived like that many days maybe. But then when you're an adult, like you've lived so many years that like even a whole year is just like a minor fragment of your lifespan. It's like nothing to you. And that's why it feels like time is moving faster, because each year is just such a minuscule piece of your life by that point. I don't know, it was interesting. Y'all had supervision growing up? We did have well, yeah, my mom was always home. My mom used to work in a hospital, but then she ended up, like, leaving her job when I was young, and now she was just always home. She was the housewife, and then my dad was the breadwinner, so I always had supervision. What's going on, Lord Trophies? How you doing, bud? Ah, that's interesting. I thought it was interesting. Translated from a child's parlance, forever equates to about 10 minutes, maybe less. Yeah, see, this guy knows exactly how it works. That does sound like a predicament. I'll tell you what. Would you like me to help you search for your key? How's your week been, Lord Trophies? Have you been playing any new interesting games? I just got this game today. It was on sale. It's in the PlayStation Store, half off. It's like a $12 game. I got it for $6. And I was like, bro, MILFs? I've done so much content and I've never touched upon MILFs, and I feel like this was the opportunity. Plus, like, this girl is cute and the guy is interesting. I heard that the story's really good. I don't know. We'll see. Sad girl, you would? Can't promise I'll find it, but I'll do my best. We would be careful though. It looks like it's gonna rain soon. We're just gonna retrace her steps, bro. We should start looking. Mama always says 2 heads are better than 1. Girl claps her hands together with newfound determination. Her eyes are still red and puffy, but at least she stopped crying. Do I deserve some kind of trophy? Bro, we got Lord Trophies here, bro. That's the trophy you earned for helping this girl. So, mister, yes, what is it? It's been good. How was yours? And just Genshin and Sakura Wars? I'm supposed to be playing Sakura Wars. I think I'm on like chapter 3. I'm playing like the PlayStation 4 one, which is I guess the most recent one. I'm on like chapter 3, and then like I guess other games came up. But I'm also playing a lot of Genshin. Are you pulling for the new girl? Yeah. In about 2 weeks, I guess, I'm gonna stream the rolls here on YouTube. Right now, I got about 100 rolls. I'm hoping with the events and everything to get as close to 200 as possible. I don't think it's impossible to get that done, but you know, I'm gonna stream the rolls for Yelan on YouTube in like 2 weeks. Look forward to that. I'm gonna try to give an announcement in advance, one of those like sort of YouTube just like text status announcement type things. And also in my Discord, I'm gonna give an announcement for it ahead of time. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. And I'm gonna let people join the co-op in Genshin as always, you know, Europe, Asia, Americas. How are you liking Sakura Wars? Which waifu is your favorite waifu? I was wondering, what's your name? It's Mitsuki. Mitsuki. That's a pretty name. I'm glad you think so. At least this girl won't make wisecracks about the actress Tanimura Mitsuki. Probably because she's never heard of her. What's your name? I'm Tama. It's nice to meet you. Got a trophy, guys, for meeting Tama. Tama, is it? I guess you have a pretty name, too. Really? Sure, it's nice to meet you, Tama. Nice to meet you, too, Mitsuki. Hey. If one of my IRL friends was at this stream watching, and he learned that this girl's name was Tama, he'd give me so much shit for it. Because of some girl I know IRL that was basically close to being named Tama, and it was just a very long story involving her. Tama tugs at my arm. Her eye is large and imploring. Now I know your name and you know mine. Does that make us friends? Friends, huh? Tama's a bit too young to be my friend, but it's not like I have droves of people hammering at my door begging for my attention. I like how he was complaining about how people didn't want to be his friend because he's 23 and they're like 18, and now somebody wants to be his friend and he's like, nah fam, I'm too old. Like, bro, you're literally complaining earlier about how people treated you that way, and now like, bro, just be the girl's friend. Who gives a crap? What the hell is this game? What's going on, Sharky? It's literally a visual novel where we're gonna meet this girl's mom, and we're gonna end up being a tutor for this girl, I guess. Or no, I think her mom tutors us. Yeah, her mom ends up tutoring us to get into a good university. And I forget what our relationship is with the girl. I guess we just like babysit her. And anyway, he ends up falling in love with the mom. And it's like you end up with a MILF. It's super hot. Fodder Simulator? Bro. Fodder Simulator sounds like the freaking best game, bro. I would fucking play that. My favorite girl is Anastasia. That's the blonde one, right? No, wait. Anastasia, I think, is the dancer. I don't remember their names. I know that the main girl is Sakura. And then there's like the freaking orange-haired girl. I think her name started with an M. I think Anastasia's the dancer. I forgot what the blonde girl's name is. The blonde one's my favorite, though. She wasn't my favorite in the beginning, but she took the lead for me. Friends, huh? Who's your favorite girl? Okay, I answered that one. Okay, cool. LMAO. Yeah, I think after chapter 2, the blonde one just took the lead big time. Tom was a bit too young to be my friend, but it's not like I have Josephine. Okay, I read that. Depressing though it is, Tom was the first person I met this week who seems interested in forming any kind of relationship with me. Yeah, that feels bad, man, when the only person that cares about your life is like a 5-year-old. I guess at this point, I should take whatever scraps of kindness I can get. Facts, bro. Don't deny kindness, bro. Sure, I'll be your friend. Yay, thanks, Mitsuki. Tama beams brightly. Her woe over her missing key all but forgotten, and I return to smile without thinking. By the way, Sharky, in 2 weeks, 200 rolls for Elon in 2 weeks. There's a lot of people around Tokyo. I see them crammed on the trains during my morning commute and striding through the streets as I wend my weary way back home. For some reason though, they never look very happy. There isn't enough happiness in the world. I'm glad that, if only for a few seconds, I was able to brighten this young girl's day. All it took was a few words. Man, I wish I was a kid again. It's not here either. I sigh and straighten up, wiping my hands on my pants. Are you sure you dropped your key in the playground, Tama? That's right, at least I think I did. I don't know. 1 second I had it, and the next it was gone. And when was the last time you saw your key? Tama's brow creases. She shifts from foot to foot, her little fingers clenched at her front. Is she trying to remember through sheer force of will? Yeah, she's trying to use her haki to like conjure up her memories. She's the strongest freaking lolly in One Piece. I guess that's kind of admirable in a way, but I don't want her to overexert herself. Bro, she's just thonking, bro. She thinks she's good. I don't know. I don't know when I last had it. I locked the front door like Mama taught me, and I put the key in my pocket, but then, I mean, if you look at her freaking overalls, one strap is like dripping off her shoulder. So like, obviously your key's gonna fall out of your pocket if your freaking pockets and your freaking overalls are falling off, don't you think? I don't know anything else. I see. If Tama doesn't remember the last time she saw her key, there's a chance she might not have dropped it in the playground after all. Bro, that mightn't? That is the weirdest contraction. I'm pretty sure nobody uses that contraction. It could have fallen out of a hole in her pocket when she walked to a convenience store while she was examining the cute and colorful snacks lined up on the shelves inside. We've been searching the playground, leaving no pebble unturned for the last half hour or so, but we haven't made any progress. I like how this girl comes to the playground, and instead of actually getting to play at the playground, her entire time there is spent looking for a key. It's like literally she comes to the playground to play hide and seek with her key. Mightn't is not a freaking word, Rom. Take it from the elementary school teacher. Tama's key continues to elude us no matter how hard we search. My knees and my palms are dirty from kneeling on the ground, and the sky looks grayer and steelier than ever before. It's a blatantly unwelcoming sky, thick with heavy clouds, which says, in no uncertain terms, leave. The cold wind runs through the small playground. The rusted swing set creaks ominously, and the roundabout turns a few degrees with a dull screech of a medieval torture instrument. I shiver and adjust the strap of my messenger bag over my shoulder. This isn't looking so good. Oh no. Am I never gonna find my key, Mitsuki? Am I gonna be stuck in this playground forever? What if my mama never comes home? I don't want to stay outside in the playground all night. It's cold here and I'm scared. I want to go home. Bro, your home is across the street. We could walk you there and you can knock on the door. I miss my mama. Tears trickle from Tama's matted eyelashes. What the heck is matted? But trickle is perhaps too delicate of a word to describe this full-blown fit. Yeah, it's not even getting cloudy because of the rain. It's literally just her tears are the rain. Her face is turning red, and round tears the size of 100 yen coins drip down from her cheeks. Hey, Tama. I look at the sobbing girl, her tiny body hunched in on itself with trepidation. I want to come for her, but I don't know what to do. We're still virtual strangers. First of all, I got a lot to say about this sentence. If you want to comfort a girl, talk to Jiyuu. He's the master of Kung Fu. He can help you. Second of all, you're not virtual strangers. You're IRL strangers. You're not online friends. This is the real world, buddy. And I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, bro. She's been uncomfortable since she lost her key, bro. You're not making it worse. What a dingo. My mom is an English professor, and she's disappointed in me too. No worries, Jesus. That word shall be used. It's real now. How is your mom an English professor if you guys move around so much? Is that why you guys move around so much? I shiver. Overhead, the sky darkens. The clouds look thicker than ever. Any second now, it's going to... Ah! Looks like it started to rain. Tama sniffles and wraps her arms around her middle. It's cold. My clothes are gonna get wet. I don't like the rain. I don't think anybody likes the rain unless you're like a tree. Or maybe a lazy, apathetic teenager who really doesn't want to take part in their school's annual sports festival. Yo, this guy's jokes are on point. I approve of these messages. I've been there myself. I used to pray for the rain before those big sport events every year. It was kind of like a tradition. I wish my school had like those big sporting events. You know what? I think like in my school we were supposed to have like a freshman field day where like all like 400 of us freshmen were supposed to do things like that, like track and field events and whatever. I think like maybe each homeroom competing against each other. But we never got our freshman field day. I think it was because we were like really badly behaved or something. I forgot what the excuse was. But they took it away from us and they never gave it to us. She also teaches English abroad and stuff. I got a long list of why I move around. I'll spare you. Where's the MILF? Bro, I don't even know, bro. How does she teach English abroad? Virtually? Though I live in the countryside during my formative years, I've never been big on athletics. It must be because of my build or maybe my constitution. I want to see this guy. What does he look like? Speaking of which, if I leave Tama in the rain for too long, her constitution is going to take a severe battering. She's only a little kid, and kids catch colds more easily than adults. I don't want her getting sick. It'll probably keep raining for a while. I guess we're going to have to stop looking for your key. We can't keep it up in this weather. Does that mean you're going to leave me out here? Jesus Christ. We're taking you home, girl. What the heck? I thought we were friends? Jesus Christ. She's about to sock me, bro. She's about to stuff me in a locker like Nico. Of course I'm not going to abandon you, silly. I'm not that heartless. Why don't you come and wait in my apartment for a bit? Bro, take her to her apartment. Don't take her to yours. That's sus. What the heck? What the heck? You... Jesus, that's like the wrong move. The absolute wrong move. You can stay with me until the rain lets up or until your mother comes back. What do you think? Is that really okay? No, it's not. Of course it's okay. It's totally fine. What about it? Do you want to come with? If it's alright, then I'd like that. My mama told me not to go running off with strangers, but you're not a stranger. You're my friend. Bro! You just met him 30 minutes ago. He's a fucking stranger. I hope little kids don't have this logic. I hope this is not how they think in real life. It's terrifying. This it's like a visual novel, and it's a wholesome visual novel, but if it, like, Jesus Christ, everything with this situation could have easily gone wrong. That is the MILF. She teaches in person mainly, tutors too. She's elsewhere right now though. Why do you want to know so much? Are you after my mom, you MILF hunter? Dang. How'd you know? How'd you figure me out? Don't go home with him? Thank you, Mitsuki. What's happening here? He's putting a towel on her or something? Where did he even get a towel from? Hey, Mitsuki, you're hurting me. Oh my god, he's hurting her, guys. I know that. Then why don't you be more careful, you big dummy? I recall the words my mother told me once, years ago, when I was Tama's age and I was squirming in her lap, just as much as Tama is in mine. Why is this so sus, bro? Find a little girl at the park, take her back to your apartment, and then she's sitting in your lap. Bro, this is moving too quickly. What the F? It's supposed to hurt? Why is it supposed to hurt? What is he doing to her? My 6-year-old self was angry at my mother for issuing such a matter-of-fact response, and it looks like Tama's no different. Tama was crying in the park only 10 minutes ago, lamenting her sad fate, but she's recovered considerably after her escape from the elements. Now, thoroughly re-energized, Tama squirms and kicks and very nearly bashes my nose with her flailing elbow. Why do you want to hurt me? You're mean. I thought we were friends. Whoa, my god, this is gonna be like every 5 minutes she says I thought we were friends. Jesus Christ, bro, she's a stranger. It's because we're friends that I'm fussing over you like this. Good gracious. Now hold still, I'll never be able to clean you up like this. But I don't want to be clean, I like being dirty. What the frick? Well, too bad, we can't always have what we want in life. You should be old enough to know that by now. What the frick? I like how in 30 minutes we're already her dad, basically. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I like her scrunchie, by the way. Look at her hair scrunchie, guys. It's a freaking strawberry. That's pretty cool. I scrub at Tama's hair with a plain white towel fished from the bathroom. Tama's hair isn't all that wet. We weren't foolish enough to linger outside in the rain for too long, but I don't want to take any chances. My apartment isn't new per se. I bet this old ramshackle building is even more ancient than I am, but it's new to me, and I don't want to get water all over the tatami floor. Now, not that it would matter that much, I guess. The tatami is already stained and discolored from the previous inhabitants. So are the walls and the ceiling. Mitsuki! Since I don't have a couch, I had to sit Tama down on my lap. Her behind is bonier than I imagined, and she isn't a very comfortable burden to bear. Bro, you could just sit her on the freaking tatami mat. She doesn't need a couch or your lap. What the hell? She isn't heavy, which is a plus, but she keeps wiggling like a fish, which makes it hard to keep hold on her. Sus, bro. Mitsuki husbando material? Bro, he's #1 husbando, bro. He's even more husbando than all of the Genshin husbandos combined. You're a bully, that's right. Don't agree with me, but it's true. You're the worst. I know, I'll prove it too. I attack Tama's head with more intensity than before. I massage her scalp with a white towel, while she shrieks and kicks her feet and tries to squirm her way off my lap. I've got to say, this is pretty uncomfortable arrangement. Man, I wish I had a couch. I mean, he could get like, I don't know, a cushion. Put a cushion on the floor, but he doesn't even have that. Like a pillow cushion type thing. This apartment came more or less unfurnished, and I haven't gotten around to decorating just yet. I did buy a cheap boxy TV from a nearby pawn shop, but that's more because I felt sorry for the elderly store owner than because I actually wanted it. It's not a good TV. What can you expect for 20 bucks, 2,000 yen? But it gets the job done. It stops me feeling too lonely in the evenings. Excluding the TV, however, this room is more or less empty. There are no couches, no bookshelves, no pictures on the walls. Yo, you could get some cheap like waifu wall scroll posters, bro. Liven it up in there. I should probably spruce this place up. But what's the point? It's not like I get any visitors. Other than Tama, of course. Why are you being so mean? I don't want you catching a cold or roaming around my room like a damp dog, dripping water everywhere. But I like dogs. I like dogs too, but what does that have to do with anything? You're the one who brought them up. It was just a simile. Simile? A simile is when you liken something to something. I look at the top of Tama's tousled head. Her choppy hair sticking up in all directions like a bird's nest and sigh. You know what? Never mind. There's no point lecturing Tama about the finer points of linguistics. I'm not her teacher. Now, can't you try and behave yourself? If you just sat patiently like a nice girl, this wouldn't have to take so long. But you're pulling on my hair! Well, sorry, princess. I'm not used to looking after little girls. In case you hadn't noticed, my hair is shorter than yours. You're even meaner than Mama. She pulls my hair a lot when she brushes it, but you're 10 billion times worse. He's too busy getting MILFs? Dang. I haven't had any practice. Then you shouldn't put your hands on my head. Dang. I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm trying to keep you dry in my apartment too. It's not like it even matters. Your apartment is ugly anyways. Jesus Christ. Now it's his turn to say I thought we were friends. Oh, it is it? Yep. My left eye twitches. Oh my god. He's gonna like massacre this poor like 6-year-old. Tama's only speaking the truth. Harsh though it is. Little kids are like that. They haven't learned about flattery, so they say whatever's on their mind. No matter how biting. I shouldn't be annoyed at her, but this is my home she's talking smack about. It's not a nice home, I'll admit, but it's my home all the same. And what's your apartment like, huh? I can't imagine it's much different to mine. It is different. Our apartment is small, but Mama made it look pretty. There are pictures on the walls and shelves and lots of cats. What the heck? She a cat person, bruh. Cats? I thought our landlord didn't allow pets. We have a calendar on the wall with cat photos, and Mama lets me turn each page at the start of every month. I see. Well, your apartment does sound a lot nicer than mine. Heh, you see? But that doesn't mean I'm going to let you mess my place up. Now stop being a brat. This will be over before you know it. Wah, Mitsuki, I thought you were my friend. Jesus, what the frick, man? I feel like this little girl is slowly becoming a meme. Like, I can see Rom, like, screenshotting this and, like, using it as a meme, like, in the Discord. I thought you my friend, Cloud. Thought you my friend, Nico. Jesus Christ. Somebody screenshot this. This is a future Cloud Discord meme confirmed. Thomas' uncooperative wails fill the room. I'm a little worried the neighbors will overhear and file some kind of complaint. I don't want my neighbors to hate me. I guess I better finish drying Tama's hair pronto. Her hair is pretty short, but it's quite thick, and it takes a while to clean. To make matters worse, she absolutely refuses to sit still. I hope I can finish this chore soon for both our sakes. I'm not sure which of us is going to snap first. You're giving me ideas? Bro, I know you got the screenshot ready. Are you my friend? Hey, Tama, are you still mad at me? Look at that face, bro. Tama turns her back to me, eyes narrowed. Why is it that her face looks like the face that an Emoto has, a little sister has, when she's like in love with her older brother, but her older brother has like an actual girlfriend? Like, you know, all the Emoto anime? Like, this is the expression that all the Emotos make when they're like pissed at their older brother. Little Brat is busy staring at my small boxy TV, which I turned on to stop her whining. I thought it was a pretty ingenious plan, but it might have been a little too effective. Tama's so glued to the TV, she hasn't glanced at me, let alone spoken to me for the last 5 minutes. The crazy thing about her being glued to that TV is that it looks like one of those TVs that only has like 5 channels, and none of them are like cartoons or anything a kid would like. That TV show, whatever it is, must be really engrossing. Either that or she hates me so much she can't stand to be in the same room as me. So much for being friends. Tama, what are you watching? Tama snorts again, but she doesn't reply. Well, it's not like I care. I was just trying to be nice. At least Tama's hair is dry now, if a bit messy. Unfortunately, her clothes are still kind of damp. Her shirt clings to her, and the knees of her denim pants are all muddy. I could have run a bath for the little madam and put her dirty clothes in the washing machine, but drying her hair was enough of a chore. She'd never deign to wear one of my old shirts now, especially as she seems to regard me as her mortal enemy. Friendship can be such a fickle thing. Tama, are you sure you don't want to talk? Tama doesn't reply, not with words at least. Instead, she turns her head and sticks out her tongue. Jeez, I hope I wasn't this annoying when I was young. No response. Hey, you should be grateful, you know, I'm trying to look out for you. I like how he's not like trying to take her home yet or something. You figured a mom would be back from grocery shopping. But like, I don't know, this is taking too long, the amount of time that he's spending with her, I think. Because if they live in the same building, he could have just taken her home already. This at least is enough to unstick Tama's tongue. She faces me smirking wickedly and says, I think you're the one who needs somebody to look out for you. What the hell? Is she gonna throw a chair at him or something? What was that? Your room is so small and dirty, it's gross, and so are you. What the heck, bro? She's becoming like meaner and meaner by the freaking minute. It started with saying that his house is crap, and now she's just like, bro, you're crap too. Yo, she's meaner than like his freaking university freaking classmates. I thought you were nice, but you're a rotten bully just like Keiichi? Who the frick is Keiichi? I don't know who Keiichi is, but I know enough to realize this isn't a compliment. Oh, cut it out. I did you a favor. The least you could do is thank me. Thanks. You're so nice, Mitsuki. What the frick, bro? She's bipolar. What the frick? Like, her eyes softened and everything. Oh, this is... Jesus Christ. Pummel the child? Bro. I don't know what I'm witnessing here. I feel like this is actually the start of like a horror visual novel. Like she's gonna grow up to be a sociopathic killer or something. But Tama's voice is carefully flat without any inflection at all. It's clear she doesn't mean it. Jesus Christ. At least her eyes softened. Why, you little... I grit my teeth together. I need to keep my cool. Maybe Tama's acting up because she's worried about her mother. To be honest, I'm starting to worry about her mother too. Where is she? I like how he hasn't met the mom yet. He hasn't met the mom yet. But he's worried about her because he's in love with her, even though he hasn't even met her yet. Like, he's already smitten. You think your mother will be back soon, Tama? Dunno. Do you have any way to contact her? Nope. Does your mother go out without you quite often? Sometimes. Well then, I guess we might be waiting for a while. Maybe. I sigh. Just what kind of person is Tama's mother anyway? What possessed her to abandon her young daughter? Well, this explains why he ends up being the babysitter, I guess. Judging by Tama's responses, this doesn't seem to be a one-off. It must happen on a semi-regular basis. Tama might be a brat, but arguing with her won't get me anywhere. It'll just make the pair of us unhappy. The situation is depressing enough as it is, what with all the rain falling outside my window. Maybe I should do something to cheer us up. Hey Tama, I was wondering. You're not hungry, are you? I'd worry about her. Ah, hua, hua. Rom, are you also a MILF hunter? Ah, what the heck are all these sparkles? Tama tries to feign indifference. We are mortal enemies after all. I do think that the art in this game is really good. It's just sparkles, the expressions are on point. So far so good. But her intrigue is blatantly obvious. How cute. I might be a little bit hungry, maybe. So that's a yes? The narrative is also interesting too. I was waiting for Mama to come home and make dinner. She never did. I only bought some bread at the convenience store. I didn't want to ruin my appetite. Mama spends a lot of time cooking, so I try to eat the food she makes, but I don't really like green peppers. I don't like peppers either. Tama whispers the phrase green peppers as though it's some kind of voodoo curse. You eat the green peppers your mama makes, Tama? Sometimes. I think I understand what's going on here, Rom. So the other day, on Tuesday, 2 days ago, Kit was saying that she's older than any of us. And now we've learned that you like MILFs. So, is that what's going on with you and Kit? Green peppers are gross, but Mama says they're good for me, so I try. It doesn't always work, though. Maybe that's why Mama hasn't come back home. It's because I spit out my green peppers and hide them when she isn't looking. She must know I've been a bad girl. This might be my punishment? Jesus Christ. Hey, don't be silly, Tama. I'm silly? What? What the heck? Why is she so, like, shocked and surprised? Like, oh my god, I'm silly? What? Nani? Yeah, you're not a bad girl. There's no way. Well, she was being quite badly behaved when I dried her hair, but I might be partially to blame for that. I should have been gentler. Spitting your fruit out is quite naughty, but I can understand your feelings. I don't like green peppers much either. You don't? Nah, they're so bitter. My mom told me I'd learn to like them when I became an adult, but I'm an adult now. In the legal sense, at least. And I still can't stand them. Ah, my mom is the same. She says all adults eat green peppers without complaining. Well, I don't. I see. So my mama was lying? Oh no. We're never gonna be able to hook up with the mom now that she knows we're calling her a liar. No, she has a family? Even worse, Rom. What are you up to? I don't think she was lying. She was just... Does that mean you're not a real adult, Mitsuki? Yep. Yep, that's the truth. Haha, I do wonder about that sometimes. For an adult, you're not very tall. Jesus Christ, I get that a lot. So how about the food? I can make you something if you like. I might not look it, but I'm a pretty decent cook. I don't know. Mama told me she wouldn't be out too long. I always eat dinner with her. I know that, but your mama isn't back yet, is she? After drying her hair, I asked the Reticium Tama to take me to her own apartment. The lights were off, and though I knocked on the door, I didn't receive any reply. In the end, I slid a note beneath the door with my apartment number written on it. My reasoning was, no, let's be positive here. When Tama's mother returns, she'll be able to find her daughter again with ease. I still haven't seen any sign of her, though. I wonder what's going on. I guess you're right. Mama goes out on her own sometimes, but she usually comes back after a few minutes. Tama glances at the clock hanging on my wall. It's past 7 already, and the sun outside is starting to set. She's about to murder her mother? How could they know she isn't back? Because she didn't answer the door when they knocked. I'm worried about her. Oh, the poor thing. As the adult here, I need to try and cheer her up. It's my job, my duty, my responsibility. Maybe this will take her mind off her mother if nothing else. Alright, I roll up my sleeves and get to my feet. I'm going to start making dinner. Huh? You really gonna cook for me? That's right, I'll whip up something delicious and there won't be any green peppers in it either, I promise. I wonder if he's gonna make fucking omu rice. I feel like he's gonna make omu rice. I don't know. I should wait for Mama to come back, but well, I can try your food, Mitsuki, if it isn't too icky. Gee, thanks for the vote of confidence. Guess I'll have to do my very best. Now, what do you think about a nice warm plate of omelet rice? Do you like how I called it? I mean, Jesus Christ. He says he's a decent cook, but I figured he was gonna make like the most basic dish. I mean, it's literally basically what I ate for dinner just now. Freaking rice with fried eggs. May as well be omu rice, right? Ah, omelet rice. Do you like omelet rice, Tama? It's one of my favorites. Ha, I knew it. What little kid doesn't love omelet rice? I think I've hit onto a winning idea. I just hope Tama's mother comes back soon. There's only so much I can do to keep Tama entertained, and omelet rice wouldn't be enough to fix all our problems. They're making me want like an omelet now. Jeez, I've made like scrambled eggs a lot, but I haven't made like just a straight up omelet in like a long time. Where's Tama's mother anyway? LMAO, you called it? Because it's just so stereotypical. It's like one time when one of my IRL friends was here and I was playing a JRPG. And in the JRPG, I was like the new kid in school. So my IRL friend was like, watch, you're going to be in class 2B. And then I ended up being in class 2B. And he started like laughing hysterically because that's like another trope in anime and in games apparently. Class 2B. But yeah, it's like so many freaking tropes. By the time I finish making Tama's food, the sun has set and the stars have come out to play. You want to know something crazy, Rom? So I don't know how you feel, because you're saying omelets are okay. So I don't know how you feel about omelets that have something in it, like cheese omelets, or ham omelets, or spinach omelets, or maybe a combo like ham and cheese omelet. But when I was little, I didn't like anything in my omelets. So I remember twice, people made me like a cheese omelet, and I just refused to eat it. Once it was at a friend's house, his grandpa made me a cheese omelet and I was like too stubborn to eat it. And once it was at a restaurant, I asked for an omelet, they gave me a cheese omelet and I didn't want it. But like looking back, I feel like such a brat because nowadays I'll eat a cheese omelet and it's just fine, or I'll eat a ham omelet and I don't care. But like when I was a kid, I was like such a picky eater and such a brat, and like looking back, it just feels bad now. Flick on the light, then take a seat by Tama's side at the low table in my living dining room. Because the thing is that when I was a kid, I liked cheese and I liked ham, but the idea of it being an omelet just seemed so weird to me that I wouldn't eat it. I was like, bro, I can eat them separate, but when you combine them, it's like, what the heck are you doing? But nowadays, I'm like, yeah, combine them, let's do it. So, I set the plate of omelet rice on the table before my young guest. I only made one portion, but I'm starting to regret it. That omelet rice looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. Jiyuu, did you see the One Piece film, Red? Or are you not a One Piece fan? There's a One Piece Red? I saw Strong World. I saw One Piece Film Z. I saw One Piece Stampede. And I think there was another One Piece movie that I saw. But I don't know about Red. When you say Red, I think of the PlayStation 3 game, One Piece Unlimited Adventure Red or something. I don't know. They're all alright, I guess. My mom loves omelets, and so I eat them a lot. And I don't like it when people add flour to it either. Who the heck adds flour to an omelet? You know what I've tried to do? I've tried adding... Oh man, what was it? It was like... some sort of milk, I think. I forgot what it was, but I was trying to make like a fluffy omelet. using some sort of like whipped milk or something. It didn't work out well. Omurice CG shot, please. The omelet is an even yellow color, a little like the pudding you might buy at a convenience store, but less artificial. The smooth, unbroken omelet is topped with ketchup and filled with rice. The rice itself was fried in a wok, and it's filled with chopped up bits of sausage, carrot, and peas. True to my words, there's not a single green pepper in sight, whole or diced. The meal is rather simple to make, and I slapped it together with the few ingredients still in my fridge. I needed to use up my eggs before they went rancid, and the carrots had been lying uneaten in the bottom shelf of my fridge for more than a week. I'm not that bad at cooking, but I don't really like cooking for myself. I can't get fired up when I'm the only person who will eat the finished product. Maybe it sounds spoiled, but if I'm gonna put in the work, I'd like to be complimented for it. I prefer scrambled eggs to omelets, even if those scrambled eggs have stuff in it, but I'd rather fried or soft boiled eggs. I'm like the same as you, Rom. I prefer scrambled eggs first and foremost. I make them really nice and fluffy and buttery. And I think fried eggs is like my number 2, especially if the egg yolk is nice and cooked but runny. And boiled eggs would be like my number 3. I want to try eggs Benedict, which is like the poached egg, but I haven't tried it yet. One Piece Film Red is about Shanks. When did it come out? I haven't seen it. During my time in the city, I've been subsiding mostly on microwavable meals and instant noodles. That's disgusting. I brought a bunch of groceries when I first moved in with the lofty idealistic thought that I'd take care of my health and eat 5 fruits or vegetables a day, but that didn't happen. Oh well, at least I had a chance to show off my cooking prowess today. I guess picking up those eggs wasn't a complete waste. Mitsuki, Did you make this yourself? That's right, while you were watching your silly kids anime. Pretty Magical Pumpkin is not silly. Right, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is, while you were watching your very smart and clever kids anime. Pretty Magical Pumpkin isn't just for kids, adults watch it too. Well, maybe some weirdos do. Mama watches it with me and she isn't a weirdo. Mama likes pumpkin too, she does. I'm sure she does. At least I'm sure that's what she tells Sama. Parents are always lying to their kids, either to shut them up or to make them happy. It can work in the short term, but I remember feeling pretty betrayed when I learned Santa wasn't real. Eggs Benedict is so good, didn't come out. There's a trailer? Oh, okay. Let me know when it comes out, I'll check it out. I've only had it at a restaurant for breakfast a few times, it's so good. Yeah, I saw that it was on a menu at a restaurant near my university. But it was like close to $20 for the Eggs Benedict sandwich. I think it was like $16. And I was like, bro, I'm not paying $16 for a little freaking breakfast sandwich. You know what I mean? So anyway, I don't know. I don't know if there's like another restaurant that has it cheaper. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna check some menus. Because I would like to eat it at a restaurant before I attempt to cook it at home. You know what I mean? I like to try things at restaurants before I make it at home, that way I have a point of comparison. Anyway, as I was saying, while you were watching your very smart and clever anime, which can be enjoyed by both adults and children worldwide, I glanced at Tama. This time she doesn't interrupt. Did those amendments make her happy? I was slaving away in the kitchen preparing this meal just for you. It's made from leftovers, but I hope you like it. Leftovers? Tama pokes her fork into the omelet's soft yellow exterior. But it looks like something from a restaurant. A 5-star restaurant, no doubt. I don't know about stars, but it looks a lot like the omelets from Petit Jardin. Ah, Petit Jardin, huh? Petit Jardin's a pretty well-known chain of family restaurants that serve cheap and cheerful meals for kids and beleaguered parents too exhausted to cook for them. I lived out in the countryside when I was a kid, but whenever I went shopping with my parents in the nearest city, we always stopped by Petit Jardin. I think I celebrated a couple of my birthdays there too. Having my food compared to that of a restaurant isn't bad, I guess, but I'm proud of my cooking. It's pretty much my only skill, and I'd rather have it likened to something a little more classy. Oh well, it's only omelet rice, what can you expect? To a little kid like Tama, Petit Jardin is probably the epitome of fine dining. To be fair, the freaking university I went to was also like the most expensive university. So it kind of makes sense that the surrounding restaurants had the most expensive food. But still, it was like, no, I'm not doing this. There were some restaurants nearby locally that had better prices. They had like some ramen places that had like $10 ramen bowls that were really big. And I remember they had this one like Middle Eastern restaurant that had $6 shawarma sandwiches. Or you could get a large rice with chicken kebab plate for $10, which was really good. So some restaurants had reasonable prices, and then other restaurants were like, oh, you guys are rich, right? And they were wrong. We weren't rich. So it looks too good. You didn't buy this from a store, did you? Of course not. I didn't leave this apartment. You saw me. I would never be irresponsible enough to leave a little kid in here on her own. Who do you think I am, your mother? Maybe you didn't leave, but you could have called somebody to bring the food to you. I know all about that, you see. I'm not stupid, and you can't trick me. It's called home delivery. That's very clever, Tama, but this isn't delivery food. Nobody knocked on the door, and you didn't see anybody else entering this room, right? Well, no, but I made this food myself, and I made it just for you. Really? That's right. You made it? For me? That's what I said I was gonna do, isn't it? But I said lots of mean things to you. It's alright, I forgive you. You said mean things to me because I was mean to you first. I cooked for you because I wanted to make you feel better. Think of it as an apology. I don't want you to be sad. It'd be much better if we could both be friends again, right? We can be friends? Jesus Christ. This child, I know, right? How did you not hear about the One Piece movie? I don't know, man. How did you hear about it? That's a better question. Sure we can. You're the one who said it first. I don't want you to hate me, so I tried my best. Now why don't you try some of your food? Omelet rice tastes the most delicious when it's still warm. You have to hurry. Ah, that's right. Have to hurry. Chanting this under her breath, Tom picks up her fork and plunges its prongs into the side of the omelet. The omelet breaks beneath the force of Tama's fury, and steam escapes from the heart of my culinary creation. Tama's nostrils twitch like a rabbit's. She swallows. And then... That's right, Tama, reflect. I thought we were friends! Thank you for the food. She scoops a forkful of rice and omelet with a generous amount of ketchup up to her lips. I like how this scene feels so lewd. That like they're just showing her lips and like talking about this. And it feels like an ASMR thing where ASMR streamer is trying to seduce you. Her motions with the fork are a little awkward, and she drops a few kernels of rice back onto her plate while she's blowing on her food. I guess she isn't the most skilled with a knife and fork, but her effort is valiant nonetheless. Awkwardly, she slides the fork into her mouth. Jesus, even that sounds freaking awkward. She chews. While she chews, pushing her food from one cheek to the other, I watch. I wait. I know my food looks good, but what about the taste? Why does this sound so wrong? I watch. I wait. Jesus Christ. I hope it's to her liking. And then, to my immense relief, she looks like a child staring at her birthday cake. And it's literally just an omelet rice. It really is delicious. Do you like it? Yeah, it tastes just as good. No better than the omelet rice at Petit Jardin. Well, I'm glad my handmade food is better than the frozen, pre-packaged omelets they serve there. Thomas scoops up another forkful of rice and chews. This is amazing. I didn't even know guys could cook. Wow. Wow, doing mankind dirty. Sure we can. If we work at it, everything gets easier with practice. Listen, men can be strong and independent just like women's. We have cooking classes at school sometimes, but the boys always complain. Keiichi says only girls wear aprons. Bro, if Keiichi says only girls wear aprons, he isn't aware of Itsuki Senpai from Food Wars. He's got the naked apron. He's a man. I heard it from Tsukiko Zuki? Who the heck is Tsukiko Zuki? Sounds like this Keiichi will make a very attractive husband later on in life. Jesus. What do you mean? Nothing, just talking to myself. What do you make in cookery class anyway? Last time we made fruit salad. Ah, fruit salad. I think I made that back in elementary school too. I wasn't very good at it. You're much, much better at cooking than I am, Mitsuki. Well, I am older than you. I guess. You know what? What? I think your cooking might be even better than my mama's. Than your mother's? That is high praise. Mama tries to cook every day, but she doesn't always have the time. She's always busy at work. Tama frowns. Maybe she'd like this omelet too. Maybe it would make her happy. I should save some for her when she comes back home. If she comes back home. Tama bows her head, shoulders slumped. All of a sudden she looks utterly drained. Her expression is even cloudier than the evening sky outside my apartment. She really must be worried about her mom, huh? Usually it's the other way around. Aren't parents supposed to worry about their kids instead? Shove Keiichi into a dumpster? Sheesh! I glanced at the clock on my wall. It's almost 8 now, and it's pitch black outside. Where in the world is Tama's mother? She's been gone for hours. Okay, Light and Rom, have either of you, like, stopped and thought to yourself, I wonder if the mom is working at a nightclub? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like the mom left to work at, like, a freaking cabaret club or something. Tama, are you alright? I'm fine. But you look kind of down. I said I'm fine. I'm not even sad. She's literally like bawling. I'm not even sad. Crying will make the food taste salty, so I can't cry. I don't want to ruin my meal. Oh my god. You know what this reminds me of? What she just said? So I was listening to the official podcast, you know, Moist Critical and his friends, their podcast. And I think it was during one of their podcasts that they said, apparently, sweat is an ingredient in cooking. Because, like, let's say you order food from a restaurant. They say it's, like, inevitable that a little bit of the freaking chef's sweat will get in the meal and affect the taste of your food. So, apparently, sweat is, like, an ingredient in the food that you guys buy from restaurants. So, you know, another reason you guys should cook at home instead of ordering from a sweaty chef. I don't want to ruin my meal. Tama scoops up another forkful of rice and stuffs it into her mouth. Then another, and another. I maybe thought about something sus, but I'm trying to be positive. I don't know. Food tastes better after you cry. Oh god, sweat. Maybe she's trying to drown her sorrow in carbohydrates. We've all been there. But if she keeps this up, she'll make herself sick. Okay, fun fact, guys. They say that carbohydrates are like comfort food. And I believe there's actually science behind it. I think carbohydrates actually lower stress levels in the body, if I'm not mistaken. So it really is comfort food. Hey, slow down. You'll... Ha, cough, cough, choke. I guess my warning came a little too late. I reach across the table and pat Tom on the back. I don't want to hit her too hard. She's a young girl, not a baseball. But I don't want her to asphyxiate in my apartment. Is that the word for choking? Asphyxiate? That's such a freaking big word. That would be pretty hard to explain in court, though Death by Omelet Rice does have a certain ring to it. Maybe it would make a good name for a band. By this point, Thomas cough. Yeah, I was like looking up like things that reduce like stress or tension. And I remember cherry juice was one of the things that could reduce tension. I believe cayenne pepper, like the ingredient capsaicin that's in it, can reduce tension. And milk helps with tension. Milk, calcium, and carbohydrates, I believe, was on the list. So things like pasta and all that. BRB, alright, looking forward to having you back. By this point, Tama's coughs have started to subside. I let my hand fall from her back and look at her concerned. Are you alright, Tama? Do you feel any better? A little. Thank you, Mitsuki. It's no problem. Your big brother is here to look out for you. Big brother? Crap, did I just say something incredibly corny? Yeah, you did. Let's try and change the subject. You should chew your food before you swallow it, Tama. Didn't your mother tell you that? She did, but I couldn't help it. I was so hungry. This food tastes so good. I'm glad you like my food, but it's not worth dying over. You worried me for a second there. I did? Yeah, you're in my house, so you're under my protection. I need to look after you. Honestly, when it comes to kids, you can't take your eyes off them. Not for a second. Facts! I'm sorry, Mitsuki. I'll try to be more careful. I don't want to make anybody worry about me. I don't want to get in the way. but I do anyways. Maybe that's why Mama isn't coming back. Tama. This atmosphere is getting a little too heavy. The sound of the falling rain outside my window doesn't help. Tama's annoying when she's screaming and pouting and making fun of me, but I found even that preferable to her tears. I don't want her to be sad. Seeing her so wan and withdrawn, her lower lip trembling, is breaking my heart. I can't stand it. How could her mother abandon her like this? She must be a cruel, heartless person. When I see her, if I see her, I'd like to give her a piece of my mind. I'll stride right up to her and I'll tell her, hello, hello, is anybody there? Oh, snap. The moment Rom's been waiting for. So now he's talking all this smack about how he's going to tell the mom off, and then he's just going to be like breathtaking when he sees her beauty. I'm sorry to bother you, but it's cold and wet out here, and I can't help myself. Oh, I'm so worried. If you're here, please let me in. My name is Himuro, and I'm looking for my daughter. Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. Tama's mother doesn't look quite how I imagined her. I was picturing a grumpy, ill-tempered woman, like an evil stepmother from a fairy tale, content to leave her poor young girl out in the cold and the rain. But the actual woman in my apartment, kneeling at my low wooden table, is the complete opposite of that. Tama's mother, Himuro, did she say her name was, is hardly an evil, twisted old stepmother. For one thing, she's Tama's birth mother, and for another, there aren't any wrinkles, there are no gray hairs. There might be some purplish blue bags that look like bruises beneath her eyes. Oof, that's not a good sign. And her skin might be a touch too pale, but other than that, she doesn't look a day over 25. She's probably around the same age as I am, maybe a couple of years older, give or take. Can't exactly call her fresh-faced, she looks too tired for that, but there's something kind of soft about her, I guess. If I had to sum up her looks in a single word, it would probably be pretty. She's not breathtakingly, ridiculously gorgeous like a Hollywood actress on the big screen, but I kinda prefer that. It makes her seem a bit more approachable, and besides, most people don't have teams of makeup artists following them around all day. We can't all aspire to be like Scarlett Johansson, it's just not realistic. Himuro sips the green tea I served her in a measured, ladylike way. Her lips, she isn't wearing lipstick, pressed against the rim of the cup like two flower petals. Her motions are very graceful, and watching her drink is starting to make me feel thirsty. She'd probably boost sales if she appeared in adverts. Why didn't I make myself an extra cup of tea anyway? I guess I got so caught up in not Scarlett Johansson's down-to-earth beauty, I just forgot. Mama, Mama, I missed you! Tama leans against her mother's side, nuzzling her head against her shoulder like a little lion cub. Tama! Himuro's tired eyes, which look older than the rest of her face, crinkle with relief. She sets her cup of tea on the table with a well-practiced motion. Did she study tea ceremony as a kid or something? What's with this perfect poise? And smiles at her daughter. I'm sorry I got back so late, I really am. You must have been worried sick. It's okay, Mama. I wasn't worried, not one bit. That little liar. Himuro looks just as skeptical as I am because she purses her lips together and frowns. Are you sure you weren't worried? Well, maybe a little, but I wasn't lonely. I was with Mitsuki the whole time. Mitsuki, you mean Mr. Tanimura? Uh-huh, that's me. You can just call me Mitsuki, though Mr. Tanimura sounds kind of, you know. Oh, I see, then Mitsuki, is it? Mitsuki. Ah. Somehow the transition from family name to given name feels far too fast. I've only known you for 5 minutes. Don't you think we should slow things down a notch? That's what I want to say about it. Since I'm the one who suggested we eschew formalities, in the first place it would probably sound ridiculous. Hey, Mitsuki. Tama, still glued to her mother's side like a kernel of sticky rice, blinks at me curiously. Your face has gone all red. Oh, it has? Yeah, you didn't get sunburned, did you? No, I'm fine. Maybe I should change the subject. That sounds pretty good right about now. So, Himuro. Oh, if you want me to call you Mitsuki, you should probably use my given name too. It would feel awkward otherwise. I don't mind either way, but if that would make you feel more comfortable, then... Well, I don't mind really. With a small soft smile, Himuro brushes a few strands of dark hair behind her ear. I'm Kyoko. Kyoko. I taste her name on my tongue. Jesus Christ. Who says that, bro? Kyoko is a pretty normal name. In fact, it's so benign, it might be a bit bit disappointing, but I think it suits her. Himuro Kyoko. I guess that would make her daughter Himuro Tama. I know Kyoko is a bit old-fashioned now. My parents have always been rather traditional, you see. I'm a little ashamed that she managed to figure me out, or my thoughts that transparent, and I hurriedly try to reassure her. Hey there's nothing wrong with Kyoko. I think it's pretty. You do? Yeah, the name suits you. I mean, you're pretty too. Ah. The moment I realize what I've said, my face turns pale. I probably should have kept that on the down low. Don't want Kyoko to think I'm being too forward. And yet, to my relief, Kyoko places one hand to her mouth. Her fingers curl together and giggles. She's laughing at me? As if this couldn't be any more embarrassing. Huh? You're laughing, Mama? Did Mitsuki say something funny? It's nothing, really. I just... I'm sorry, Mitsuki. I wasn't laughing at you. I just thought it was rather charming. How earnest you were. Well, thanks. And I was worried you'd get mad at me. Why would I do a thing like that? Well, I don't know. We're total strangers and all, and I guess I was being a bit forward. Maybe, but if you live in this apartment, that would make us neighbors of a sort. I'd be happy if we could get along in the future, and I'm glad you think I'm pretty. No problem, haha. So, Tama's your daughter, right? That's right, Tama's my precious daughter, and I love her a lot. I was so worried about her, but it seems my worries were in vain. Thank you for taking care of her, Mitsuki. Oh, it's no problem. Anybody would have done the same. I'm not so sure about that. People can be rather uncaring. Tama and I have lived in this apartment block for many years now, but I still haven't made any friends here. Most people look the other way when they see us. I'm sure they have their own lives to worry about, but a simple good morning would hardly hurt. Kyoko sighs and shakes her head. What's going on, Neko? How you doing, bud? Well, I'm pleased it was a kind man like yourself who found my Tama. I'm not sure what I would have done if I couldn't find her. We're playing a MILF game, and we have literally, like, 3 minutes ago just met the MILF. The first hour or so were mostly us interacting with the daughter. Ranzo is here, but she said be right back. Ranzo and Chocolo are slandering your good name? How is Chocolo slandering my good name? Chocolo don't even exist, bro. Where did she even come from? Look at Nico looting MILFs on YouTube. Tisk tisk. Despicable. Dang. Chocolo hiding in chat, secretly low-key probably. Dang. Chocolo, if you're in chat, just talk, bro. I'm fine, Mama. Mitsuki was really super nice to me. He helped me look for my key, and then he left me watch TV in his apartment, and then... Tama pauses. She puffs out her cheeks in defiance, her arms folded. He bullied me a little, but I let him know I wasn't gonna stand for that. And then he made me rice to apologize. He bullied you? I dried her hair, or tried to. We got caught in the rain, and Tama was wet through. Oh, I see. Tama's quite stubborn about things like that. She hates having baths, too. I found that out the hard way. She was screaming so much, she nearly put out one of my eyes. I apologize on my daughter's behalf then, though that must have been funny to watch. I wonder if Kyoko usually laughs this often. She doesn't look like the type. She must be relieved that Tama's alright. I can tell at a glance that Kyoko really does love her daughter. That being the case, why did she leave Tama on her own for so long? I don't know, they'd be slandering the good name of Thugnificent. Bro, nothing but wholesome waifus here, bro. And we're taking care of her daughter. Super wholesome vibes. It's just Chocolo, man. Chocolo be lewd AF. She lewds anything she sees. Bro, you missed it, Ranzo. He already called the MILF pretty to her face. He was like, your name is pretty just like you. And then she started giggling. So he's already bagged pretty much. She was gone for 4 hours. They made me wait too long to see the MILF. Disappointed. Perhaps Kyoko notices the crease in my brow because she sighs softly, her gentle laughter evaporating like morning dew. I didn't mean to be gone for so long. A simple trip to the supermarket turned into quite the ordeal. I picked Tama up from school when my shift at work finished. I was planning to make her beef over rice, but we'd run out of beef and ginger. I don't like leaving Tama at home on her own, but she was tired and she said she wanted to stay in and watch TV. I thought about bringing her with me, but I didn't want to disrupt her. That probably would have led to a temper tantrum. I told myself it didn't matter and I'd only be gone a few minutes. The plaintive expression on Kokyo's face tells me that this isn't what happened. Well, that and the fact I found Tama crying in the playground a few hours ago. On the way to the convenience store, there was an incident. The long pause before she settles on the word incident piques my interest. I lean against the table, curious. What happened? Oh, I'm making it sound worse than it was. I'm alright now, really, though I was a bit shaken at the time. You see, a man bumped into me when I was waiting to cross the road. I didn't think it was anything serious at first, just a simple mistake, but then I looked down and realized my bag had gone missing. You mean he stole it? That's right, but don't worry, he didn't hurt me. I was so shocked I couldn't move. I just stood there, frozen, and shouted, "Wait, thief, he's taking my bag." Looking back on it, it's a little embarrassing. Normally, I would never dream of causing a scene like that, especially in public, but it was the only way to stop the thief. I knew I'd never be able to chase him down on my own, and my bag had my phone and my wallet and my keys inside. You were right to shout out. You shouldn't have to worry about inconveniencing other people. You were the one who was inconvenienced. Though inconvenience might be something of an understatement. Does she work at the nightclub? We're about to find out. We're about to crack her case wide open. So what happened next? The guy was caught, right? That's right. A kind passerby heard my cries, saw the perpetrator running away, and she deduced what had happened. She restrained the thief for me and got my bag back. I would have been content to let it go at that. I needed to buy my groceries, and I was so worried about Tama, but the woman who helped me called the police. Kyoko sighs. I appreciated her help, of course, but I wish she hadn't bothered. I had to wait until the police arrived on the scene, and then they took me back to the nearest station so I could write out a statement. It all took a very long time, and I was so exhausted by the end of it. I kept looking at the clock, wondering when I could leave. I kept thinking about Tama all by herself waiting for me. I was so worried. If you knew you were going to be gone for a long time, couldn't you have called somebody to look after Tama? Well, I would have, but I don't know anybody who'd be willing to lend a hand. What about your parents? Wouldn't they help? My parents? Oh no. Kyoko laughs bitterly. My mother might, perhaps, if she weren't wedged so firmly under my father's thumb. But it doesn't matter. The two of them live in Shizuoka. It's too far away. And what about your friends? If I had any friends, of course I would have asked them to look after my little girl. But like I said, everyone in the apartment avoids me. They act like I'm some kind of leper. Okay, I would like to say something. In real life, if a woman has no friends and has family issues, that's a big red flag. The only thing that this girl has going for her so far is the fact that her daughter loves her so much. The fact that her daughter loves her enough that it seems like she's a decent mom is kind of a good sign. But the fact that she's got family problems and no friends is like big red flag. F tier MILF? Dang. If I had any friends, of course, I would have asked them to look after my little girl. But like I said, everyone in the apartment avoids me. They act like I'm some kind of okay, I read that. My work colleagues and the mothers who drop their kids off at Tama school aren't much better. I see. Me? Dang. You got friends though, Ranzo. I'm a red flag? I mean, bro, after everything we learned about you in the Discord, after your support for Run, not paying the cabbage tax, you already had red flags before you revealed these additional red flags. Does that mean Kyoko and Tama are all alone out here? Perhaps we aren't so dissimilar after all. The policemen were very nice. They mistook my anxiety about Tama for worries about my stolen bag. They kept asking me if I was alright and offering me cups of tea, but it didn't make me feel better. I didn't know how to tell them I was worried about my daughter. I was afraid if they knew I'd left my daughter at home on her own, I'd be charged with negligence. That's true. And I suppose that would be fair. I was being negligent. I probably deserve to be punished. Oh man, she wants us to punish her. That's hot. That thief inconvenienced me, yes, but I committed an even bigger crime this evening. Hey, don't be so down on yourself. You didn't know your bag was going to get stolen when you went out. But I shouldn't have gone out on my own to begin with. If I hadn't left Tama behind, none of this would have happened. I really am a poor excuse for a mother. I hope you can forgive me. Kyoko bows her head in subjugation, but this gesture only serves to make me sigh. Why is she apologizing to me anyway? You don't need to do that, you know. I'm not angry with you. But it's because of my carelessness that you had to look after my little girl. It would be perfectly understandable if you were mad, but I'm not, so you don't need to worry about it. If you really want to know my opinion, I think you're being way too hard on yourself. But really? I mean, friends. This is why we aren't friends, Nico. I mean, friends. That's right. Your bag was stolen in the middle of the street, but instead of being angry, you were afraid of bothering people with your problems. The criminal who took your bag was caught, but you were more worried about returning home to your daughter and pressing any charges. When the police questioned you, you felt as though you were the one who had committed a crime instead. And now you're trying to apologize to me after everything you've been through? I don't get it. But I imposed on you. You had to look after Tama in my stead. You never asked me to look after her. I did it of my own free will because I wanted to, and I'm glad I was able to help out. If anything, I should be thanking you. Huh? What do you mean by that exactly? I mean, well, in a way I think I'm like you. You are? I've only been living in Kawasaki for a little while, but I still don't know any of the people who live in this apartment. I haven't made any friends, and my family all live out in Aomori. I thought I was gonna be on my own out here if I'd already tried to make peace with that idea until today. First I met Tama, and then I met you. You're the first person who's come into my apartment as a guest, and you're the first person I've been able to serve tea to. I know we're still strangers, but we live in the same building. Like you said, that makes us neighbors, and I draw in a deep breath and bow my head. I'm happy I was able to meet you, Kyoko. It's all thanks to her that this cold, rainy evening, which was shaping up to be a total write-off, ended up a touch less lonely than per usual. I think that's something to be happy about. Kyoko blinks at me for a few moments, perhaps unsure of what to say. She frowns, her lips pursed before... Oh, Mitsuki. A very small smile, thin as a piece of thread, captures her lips. Thank you for reassuring me. I'm happy to know there's no ill will between us because of this. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm glad I was able to meet you too. I had no idea I had such a reliable, wonderful person living so close to me. Wonderful, huh? I'm not sure if I'd go quite that far, and I don't think Kyoko really needs to bow to me either. It's not like I'm an emperor or anything. I'm just plain old Tanimura Mitsuki, not the actress, but some painfully average guy who still hasn't graduated from university despite being in his early 20s. I'm nothing special, certainly nothing to write home about. I'm just one of the many that drifts through life aimlessly like a goldfish in a bowl. But I felt slightly less useless today than I usually do. It's not a huge milestone in my shiny new life, but it's a milestone all the same, and I'm glad today happened. Finally, for the first time since I moved to the city, I might have managed to make a friend. Jesus Christ, all of this and now we get to the opening? That means all of that was just the prelude. I'm gonna let you guys look at the opening, that way you can see all the art and, I guess, previews of what's possibly to come. I did notice when I bought the game that they have a lot of that, like that chibi art that just popped up, that keeps popping up in the corners, which is interesting, I guess. Because it doesn't seem like they need the chibi art at all, but they threw it in there for who knows what purposes. Oh dang, more chibis. I think those are actually her classmates, not chibis. Keiichi and some other people. Rom is like, wow, 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 wow. What the heck? What's happening to you, Rom? You're spazzing out. They literally just gave us the whole story, like all the spoilers. Mitsuki is cute, the heck? Bro, I mean, that's why she keeps giggling. Sad she got a MILF though? Bro, I mean, now he could raise his best friend Tama. And yet, despite these idle fancies, I don't see Kyoko or Tama again. The days tick by idly, marked by the date displayed on the lower right-hand corner of my second-hand laptop. I attend cram school during the weekdays, then stagnate in my room when the weekend arrives. I should probably start looking for a part-time job. The savings I scraped together after helping my dad in his store are going to run out eventually, and I'd rather not idle until that happens. Though this apartment is pretty cheap, it still takes a chunk out of my finances each month, and yet despite the ever-pressing concern of bankruptcy, I don't do anything. I have to force myself to get out of my futon in the mornings, and the commute via train to my cram school is nothing short of miserable. At least I'm still leaving my apartment, that's something. I haven't become a total shut-in just yet. I'm doing the bare minimum it takes for a person to survive, but when I left for the city, I didn't want to do the bare minimum. I told myself I was going to work harder than ever, get into a good university, and make something of myself. I wanted to succeed. It's a shame making resolutions inside one's own head isn't enough to change anything. Actions speak louder than words, and words are worth more than thoughts ever will be. Sometimes I almost feel like giving up. I know even if I don't get into a good university or any university at all, my parents will welcome me back home with open arms. No matter what happens, they'll believe I tried my best. That's because they trust me. My mother calls me every other day asking how I am, and she sounds so excited about my future, I'm forced to tell barefaced lies to hide my shame. LMAO, his best friend? Bro, Tama is literally his best friend, bro. They're gonna go to karaoke together and shit. Oh yeah, it's going great. I'm doing really well. The big city's kind of overwhelming, but I'm having a lot of fun. If by fun you mean sitting around in my tiny room eating instant noodles, I'm really living the dream. My neighbors don't talk to me, my classmates don't look at me, I have nobody to spend time with and nothing to do. I wish something would come and break up the monotony of my dull life, anything, but I'm greeted instead by a big resounding nothing, until today. I'm lying on the tatami floor like usual, staring up at the ceiling. I don't know how long I've been lying down, and perhaps more worryingly, I don't care. A little voice in the back of my mind nags me. It tells me to get up and do something productive, like studying or cooking dinner, or looking for job openings online. I could even do jumping jacks, though that would probably bother the people who live in the room downstairs. Anything would be better than lying here stagnating. I can't afford to do nothing for much longer though because... Knock knock. Somebody's knocking on my front door. Somebody actually wants to talk to me. I don't know anybody in this apartment complex other than Kyoko and Tama, so logic dictates that it must be them. I sit up, excitement bubbling in the pit of my stomach until... Of course not, don't be stupid. My anticipation withers. Why am I getting so worked up? Am I really that desperate for human company? There are absolutely no guarantees. It's Kyoko standing on my doorstep. She has no reason to talk to me again. Not now that Tama's been recovered. It's more likely a salesperson. Don't let yourself get too excited. You'll just end up disappointed. That's how life is. I lie back down like an upturned turtle, waiting for the knocking to die down and the unknown visitors to take their leave when I hear the knocking again. It sounds even more insistent this time. If it really is a salesperson, they're certainly keen. Well, I think judiciously. If they want to talk to me that badly, maybe I can oblige. Who knows? Seeing somebody just as desperate as I am might cheer me up, if only for a few fleeting moments. Alright, I'm coming. Just wait a sec. I pad over the front door, shuffling in my indoor slippers, a gift from my parents before I moved out, along with an underutilized rice cooker, and reach out for the handle. The lock clicks. I pull the door open, expecting nothing but disappointment. Why would it be anything else? And... Yay, it's Mitsuki again. It feels like it's been ages. Tama? That's my name. I know that's your name. I wasn't asking that. I was just wondering. What are you doing here? Mama brought me here. Come and say hi, Mama. Come on. Tama, I told you not to run on ahead like that. You could trip and hurt yourself. But I didn't hurt myself, so I'm fine. Ah, the irrefutable logic of a child. I'm almost impressed by how brazen it is. Anyway, I wanted to see Mitsuki. It's been so long. Well, it's nice to know somebody missed me. It's been a while, yes, but you shouldn't bang on his door like that. It's rude. I hope we're not imposing on you, Mitsuki. Kyoko looks at me anxiously, a plastic bag held in her hand. Now, I wonder what's inside it. Oh no, you're not imposing at all. You can never impose. I was just wondering, crap, I wish I'd worn some nicer clothes. Kyoko's going to think I'm a slob, stumbling to the door in an old t-shirt. So what do I owe the pleasure? Well, I know you said I didn't need to apologize, but after everything that happened last week, I thought it would be prudent to... Hey Mitsuki, I'm gonna watch TV, okay? Pretty Magical Pumpkin is on. Tama sneaks around me, a devilish grin on her face, and dashes into my inner sanctum. She didn't even take her shoes off. What a brat. She's going to leave dirty footprints all over my floor. It's not like I'm the most house-proud guy around, and my apartment is a bit of a dump, but I don't want her making it dirtier than it already is. Hey, Tama, you need to take off your shoes before you enter somebody's house. Haven't I told you that before? But this isn't a real house. It's just a tiny little room. Dang. Be that as it may, you still need to observe basic manners. I don't want Mr. Tanimura to think that you're a rude little girl. He isn't Mr. Tanimura. He's just plain old Mitsuki. Either way, I'd like you to show him a little bit of respect, young lady. I'm not a lady, I'm just a kid. Exactly, you're my kid. And if you don't listen to me, you'll be eating green peppers for the rest of the week. Ooh. But I hate green peppers. Then you better take your shoes off. Boo, you're mean. Mama's mean. I can be much, much meaner. Just try me. Eek. Tama's face turns pale. She bends down, suddenly a picture of obedience, and begins to remove her shoes. Then she lines them up neatly next to my own worn sneakers. How's that? Did I do a good job? You did. Good girl. Does that mean I don't have to eat the green peppers? You still need to eat your green peppers, Tama, but I'll make an exception tonight. Yay, Mama's the best. This girl. Her moods sure are mercurial. Are all children this easily placated? Now, what do you say to Mitsuki? I'm sorry for being a bad girl, Mitsuki. I won't wear my shoes in your house ever again. Even if your place is tiny and the floor is already dirty, and it's not really a real house. Tama, you shouldn't say things like that. Don't worry about it too much, Kyoko. I don't mind. I'm just glad to see Tama in such high spirits. Really, I'm glad for any human contact at all. Since when did I become so pathetic? See, Mama, Mitsuki says he doesn't mind. That means I can be as messy as I want. No, it does not mean that. Mitsuki might not mind, but I do. Be on your best behavior, please. That sounds boring, but if I don't gotta eat peppers tonight, I'll do my best. Good girl. Kyoko sighs and presses her fingers against her temple. Tama can be such a handful sometimes. She has far too much energy for her own good. Her poor mama can't keep up with her. Haha, having a kid must be rough. You have no idea. Well, I feel kind of bad making you wait by the door like that. Do you want to come in? Oh, I only intended to visit for a short while, but... Kyoko glances over my shoulder, her shoes now lined up. Tama has retreated once more into my room. She's sitting on the floor, cross-legged, flipping through the channels with my remote. Kyoko sighs. I suppose my daughter has other ideas. You don't mind, do you? Of course not. Like I said, I'm happy to see you. It'd be no exaggeration to say I really couldn't be happier. Now, why don't I make you a cup of green tea? Once again, I really am sorry for bothering you, and like I said, it's no bother at all. I smile at Kyoko and place the freshly brewed cup of green tea down before her. Be careful, it's hot. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Kyoko brings the cup to her lips, her fingers perfectly still and steady, and blows on the steamy surface of the tea before taking a sip. As the seconds pass, a relaxing atmosphere begins to settle inside my apartment. The low, tinny sound of the television hums in the background, coupled with Tama's excitement. Excited whoops. Steam rises from the inside of Kyoko's teacup, coiling and shifting like something alive. The aroma of green tea powder lingers in the air. It's a warm, relaxing kind of smell that reminds me of home. So I'm a little curious, why did you come to see me, Kyoko? Well, it's like I said earlier, I wanted to apologize for inconveniencing you the other day, though you already told me that's unnecessary. Now don't consider what you did an inconvenience. Yes, well, that's very sweet of you. I think you might be rather too sweet, though. Too sweet? Is that even possible? I thought girls were supposed to have a separate stomach for desserts. Sadly, I don't eat desserts very much. You mean you don't like them? I do, but I'm old enough to have some self-control. The one with the incorrigible sweet tooth would be Tama over there. I prefer traditional Japanese sweets to pastries and cakes anyway. But to get back to the matter at hand, I thought it would be only polite if I repaid you in some manner. I know this isn't much, but Kyoko opens the plastic bag she brought with her and procures something from its depths with a rustle. Here. She holds out the gift to me and I look at it curiously. There, resting in Kyoko's hands, is a small, neatly wrapped box. It looks about the size of a lunchbox. The handkerchief that wraps around the mystery item is rather cute. It's pale pink and decorated with cartoon cat faces. I wonder if Kyoko bundles Tama's lunch up in handkerchiefs like this when she sends her off for school, but maybe Tama eats school lunches instead. That might be easier for Kyoko to cope with, being a single mother and all. Oh well, let's not read into this too much. You really didn't need to make me anything, but thank you all the same. I accept the box from Kyoko with a polite smile and unwrap it. The lid of the box is tightly sealed, and it's hard to see what exactly it contains, but its contents look kind of brown, or maybe orange. I hope you like it. Thank you, I'm sure I will, but I have one question. Oh, what? I hope I don't sound stupid, but what's in this box exactly? It's Kinpira. Kinpira? Chopped burdock root and carrot, with some lotus thrown in too. Oh no, I know what Kinpira is. I was just a little surprised. Oh. Kyoko dips her head shyly, hiding behind her loose hair. It's fine, really. Kinpira feels kinda nostalgic, that's all. Nostalgic? My mother used to make it for me before. I pause. I'm not sure if I want to talk about the accident right now. Anyways, it was a dish we ate at home a lot. I haven't had it since I came here. It reminds me of my family. As does the comforting smell of green tea that continues to permeate the air. Green tea and Kinpira, huh? If I could hear the chirping of the cicadas in the background, it'd be like I'd never left Aomori. Thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. It's no problem. Tama told me you were quite the cook, so I thought you might be able to use this as some sort of side dish. Then again, Kyoko's smile takes on a rueful edge. If you're as good as cooking at cooking as Tama said, you probably won't have any use for it. Giving him healthy food? What are some of your favorite, like, healthy foods or favorite vegetables, Rom? I've been trying to put, like, spinach in my smoothies, but I gotta say I prefer kale, which is, like, arguably the healthiest vegetable you could have. But yeah, I've been trying to do more kale, but it's kind of hard to find at the local supermarkets sometimes, so kind of sucks. Been quite busy with work lately, and I don't have enough time to cook. I'm not very good at it either. I have a habit of burning simple meals, and I'm not good at measuring out ingredients, and sometimes I nick myself with the knife when I'm cutting vegetables. Not that I cut myself when I was making this Kinpira, of course. I was careful. I'd never be so careless as to bleed all over a present. But if I'm being quite honest, your cooking probably tastes better than mine. That's right, Mitsuki's rice omelets was much more delicious than yours. Dang. Is that so? It's true, it's totally true. Mitsuki's food tastes like something you'd get in a real restaurant. I bet Mitsuki would never forget about the rice in the cooker, or cry when he peels onions. Tama, you're so cruel. Are you trying to punish me for all the times I've made you eat green peppers? I'm not trying to punish you, I'm being a good girl, Jesus Christ. How is making fun of my cooking being good? You told me to always tell the truth, so I'm telling it. Jesus. Yo, Tama #1 character. Mitsuki's cooking is better than yours, that's the truth. Tama beams brightly and puffs out her chest with nary a shred of guilt. I'm not sure this little demon understands she's done anything to feel guilty about it in the first place. Children sure are scary. In fact, Mitsuki's omelet rice was even tastier than the omelet rice in Petit Jardin. Well, I'm glad. That does sound wonderful, but now I'm even more uncertain about my present. Kyoko heaves a heavy sigh, her head hanging. Maybe I should ask for that Kinpira back? Oh, no you don't. You gave it to me as a present and I want to eat every last bite of it. But what if it isn't good? I might not have seasoned it enough, and I know I didn't cut the vegetables evenly. I hate that they keep using that contraction. It's not a contraction, bro. It's fine. I'm sure I'll love it all the same. You can't know that until you've tried it. Heh, don't worry too much. I'm sure it'll be good. I don't know if that makes me feel any better. Kinpira is supposed to be a simple dish. That's why I decided to make it. I thought it'd be impossible to mess up, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. I wanted to do something kind for you, but it feels like I'm imposing instead. And I already said you aren't. I don't mind at all. I like zucchini, tomato, lettuce, asparagus, broccoli, spaghetti squash. I don't know if all of those count as veggies, but well, can't remember any others at the moment. I haven't had zucchini, I don't think, and I should because I do hear people mention it a lot. Asparagus is an interesting choice. Broccoli is one of my favorites, especially like at the local Chinese restaurant, because they have a really good brown sauce. But those are some fine choices. I think you need some more leafy greens though. The broccoli's good, but you gotta get some spinach, bruh. Spinach or kale. Super healthy. You're very kind, Mitsuki, but I wish there was something more I could do for you. You've done more than enough already. I wonder. Kyoko looks at my tabletop. Her visit was so sudden and unexpected I didn't get a chance to clean up before she arrived, and it's strewn with open English textbooks and my own notebooks from class. What's all this? Oh, it's nothing. I've just been studying a little, that's all. Which is a bald-faced lie, but leaving my books on the table and telling myself I'll get around to studying eventually kind of counts, doesn't it? Hopefully? Probably not. Are you preparing for that university entrance exam next year by any chance? That's right, haha. I laugh awkwardly, not knowing what else to do, and run a hand through my hair. As you can see, I still haven't gotten into university even though I'm so old. I'm a little behind my peers. Old? Kyoko frowns. You don't look old to me, I thought you were only 18. Well, thanks. I'm not sure if I should feel happy about that or not. If you want to know the truth, I'm actually 23. 23? I bet Kyoko thinks I'm some kind of loser now. I've just ruined my chances with her. Not that I had a chance to begin with. But if I did, that ship has totally sailed and sunk now. That's right, you heard me. I'm 23 years old and I still haven't gone to university. It's pretty pathetic, huh? Oh no, I didn't think that at all. Everybody moves at a different pace, and our lives can lead us in unexpected directions. I'd never judge anybody based on their academic background. It would be highly hypocritical of me. I have no right to look down on you or anybody else. It doesn't matter when you go to university, or if you go at all. That doesn't determine your worth as a person. I think it's impressive that you're still trying to achieve your goals. That's the most important thing. I'm on and off with spinach sometimes, though I always have it in the fridge. I think it's good in smoothies, and I like when they do like the spinach inside the ravioli, which I haven't had any ravioli in a long time. So that might be something that I should look into making. That would be really good. Spinach and cheese ravioli. She thinks I'm trying. I might be able to lie to my mother about the effort I'm expending on my studies, which is in reality a big fat zero, but to Kyoko? How could I ever hope to deceive her when she's sitting in my living room at the opposite end of my table looking at me with almost motherly concern? It is impossible. I can't lie to her. I don't want to. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself, so I give in. I don't know if trying is the right word. I'm not sure how well my studies are going, really. No, that isn't true. I know exactly how well everything's going. I eye the open textbooks on my table. It's going terribly. Terribly? That's right. I haven't been to school in almost 5 years. I was busy helping my parents out back in Aomori. It's not like I resent them for it, but I kinda forgot how to study. You were helping your parents? That's right. This may be a personal question, but might I ask what you were helping them with? It's a long story and it's probably not very interesting. That isn't true. I'd like to know more about you, Mitsuki. I'm sure I won't be bored. I don't have many opportunities to talk with our neighbors, so I'd like it if I could learn a little more about you. Besides, it isn't good to bottle things up. When she asks me like that, how can I refuse? You'd have to be some kind of monster to say no to that face. You've got me. She's got me in more ways than one. I don't think my heart's had such a rigorous workout in years. You say you're interested now, but I don't want to keep you here for hours and hours, so I'll try and sum things up. You see, when I was in my last year of high school, my mom got into a pretty serious accident. I didn't really want to talk about the accident, but now it's out in the open. Now that it's out in the open, I feel strangely relieved. Maybe I've been trying to bury the past for too long. The truth was painful, so I hid it away in my heart. But hiding the truth doesn't change the past. Nothing can do that. It's already too late. She was hit by a car when she was crossing the road. It was pretty serious too. She was taken to the hospital and the doctors didn't think she'd survive. They were wrong. My mom recovered, but she was in a critical state for a while. It was pretty scary. My mom was always such a strong, lively woman, but she was reduced to an invalid in a matter of seconds. I clenched my fists together beneath the table. It's been 5 years, but I still haven't forgiven that reckless driver, whoever they were. That's the worst thing about this debacle. I don't know who they were. Nobody does. The accident happened on a quiet road without any security cameras, and there weren't any witnesses. If the asshole who put my mom into such a state was caught, maybe I'd feel some kind of closure. It'd be like those detective dramas, my parents like so much. Justice has been served and all that. It's too bad real life doesn't work that way. But my mom's a pretty tough woman and she was determined to get better. She regained control of her upper body after a few months in hospital, but she still couldn't walk. I don't think she'll ever walk again. She took it pretty well though, all things considered. After a while, she was discharged from the hospital, but she still can't control her body from the waist down. Sadly, this caused a few problems. My mom used to work with my dad in their store. It's a small old-fashioned candy store in the middle of the countryside. It's never been super popular, but it did well enough with the local kids. After the accident, however, my mom couldn't help out in the store like she used to. She got tired more easily, and she couldn't help my dad with the stock. My parents aren't that well off, and they didn't have enough money to hire anybody part-time, so I decided to step in. My parents asked me if I was sure. Didn't I want to go to university like the rest of my friends, but I was adamant. I figured they needed me, and I owed them for all they'd done for me. I only intended to help out for a while, but I guess I fell into a routine. In the end, I stayed in Aomori with my parents for 5 years. At least until my mom's sister decided to move to Aomori to help look after them. After my aunt moved in, my parents told me I should try and pursue my own dreams. I'm a little too old now, but they said I should study all the same, so I can take my university entrance exams next year. I've been trying, but I'm so far behind everyone else, I'm afraid I'll never catch up. It feels kinda like I'm wasting my time, to be honest. I heave a heavy sigh, suddenly thirsty from all my talking, and trace a fingertip against the tabletop. Enjoy your alert, Rom. Oh well, it's not like I can go back in time. I need to keep going forward. No matter how many times I get pushed back. It's all I can do, even if this ends in total failure. Oh, Mitsuki. Kyoko, who was listening to my story in rapt silence, now looks at me with unabashed sympathy. I'm not opposed to her sympathy, of course, but I don't like it when people feel sorry for me. I stayed in Aomori of my own free will. Nothing was tying me down there, other than my love for my parents and a sense of filial duty. I don't want to feel ashamed of my past, and I'm not. I'm fine. I was fine, at least, but I don't think you're a failure at all. It's very admirable that you helped your family for so long. You really are a model son. Your parents must be proud of you. I guess. They'll be less proud of me if I can't get into a decent university, but I know that's not true, not really. My parents' love for me is more or less unconditional. I bet I could get involved in a gang or the Yakuza and they'd take me back with open arms. My dad might be a little distant, emotionally constipated as my mother says, but he's always been there for me. So has my mom. I know I'm lucky to have parents like mine, and I know they'll love me no matter what, but I don't want to let them down. I want to forge my own path in life, but I'm not sure if I can. I'm just not a very smart person, I guess. Then how about this? What? Kyoko's looking oddly fired up. She leans across the table, palms pressed against its surface, and smiles at me brightly. I'm afraid my kinpira is too subpar to count as a proper thank you, but this should be a suitable way to show my gratitude. Why don't you let me tutor you? Tutor? That's right. I never went to university myself, but I did reasonably well in school. Not to boast, but I was actually a model student. I received the highest grades in my year. She says she isn't boasting, but she totally is. I can tell she's proud of her achievements, but who am I to fault her? If I'd been any good in school, I'd probably want to boast about it too. It's been a long while since I looked at a textbook, but perhaps I could help you? That is, if you wouldn't mind. Well, if you really want to spend more time with me, I'd love to. I mean, Kyoko smiles shyly, her cheeks tinged pale pink, and kneels back down on the tatami floor. I would like to help. You took care of my daughter, so offering my time in return seems only natural, I guess. You don't have to agree, but I am in your debt. I'd like to make things up to you in some manner, and this seems like the best way. You can come over to my apartment if you like. Tama would be there too, of course, but I don't think she'd mind spending more time with you. Huh? Are we gonna spend more time with Mitsuki, Mama? If Mitsuki isn't opposed to the idea. Yay, we're gonna spend more time with Mitsuki. You like him that much? I like his food. You really are simple, Tama. Let's hear what Mitsuki has to say first. I don't want to put any pressure on him. Well, I blink nonplussed. Why is Kyoko so gung-ho about spending more time with me? It can't be. Is it because she's lonely? Maybe this, like the kinpira, is nothing more than an excuse. Kyoko claims she wants to tutor me out of a sense of obligation, but perhaps her motives are more self-serving than they appear. Kyoko doesn't know anybody in this apartment complex. She doesn't have any friends at work. She doesn't have any family members living nearby. I guess we're in the same boat. That's why I say, after only a moment of hesitation, alright, let's spend more time together, the three of us. That sounds like fun. After all, I was lonely too. That evening, after Kyoko and Tama leave, I make a momentous decision. Finally, after weeks of subsiding on instant meals, I decide to cook for myself. I think it must have been the Kimpira that did it. Kyoko worked hard to make that dish, simple though it may be. She didn't have to make it for me, but she did all the same. And then she had to battle her embarrassment and feelings of inadequacy to give it to me. Tama was rather damning about her mother's cooking, but I don't care if Kyoko's food tastes bad. In the end, it's the thought that counts. And so I prepared myself a simple meal. I boiled rice in the cooker my parents gave me, then serve it with a side of miso soup, some pickled vegetables, and of course Kyoko's Kimpira. It's a frugal meal devoid of meat. I don't have any pork or chicken, let alone beef. I don't mind though. That gives the Kimpira even more space to shine. The comforting smell of freshly cooked rice hanging in the air, mixed with the aroma of miso paste and chopped spring onions. I sit at the low wooden table in my dining room, which also serves as my living room and the bedroom, and bow my head. Thank you for the food. I might be alone, but I don't feel lonely. How could I feel lonely after talking with Kyoko? It won't be the last time we talk either. We're going to see each other again and again, and who knows? Perhaps after enough time has passed, we'll become something more than mere neighbors. A guy can dream, right? There's no harm in a little make-believe. I dip my chopsticks into my bowl of Kimpira. The Kimpira looks fairly standard as far as Kimpira goes. The colorful shreds of cut carrot contrast nicely with the white lotus root and the brown burdock. The vegetables haven't been cut evenly. Some strips are far thicker than the others, but I don't think it matters. I can tell though the dish is imperfect. That way, Kyoko puts a lot of effort into this. I bring a mouthful of Kimpira to my lips and chew it slowly. Kyoko must have used a touch too much vinegar because the dish tastes faintly acidic and it's a bit too salty. This Kimpira isn't as good as my mother's, but that's quite a high hurdle to clear. For what it is, it's pretty nice. The vegetables are cool and reassuringly crunchy, and the flavor, though stronger than I'd prefer, is nostalgic. All of a sudden, I feel sentimental. Kyoko's Kimpira might be a touch too vinegary, but despite that, I think it's a very gentle kind of dish. I haven't had food like this in a long time. I wonder if Kyoko will let me eat her cooking again, he thinks. Alright, I'm going to save and end here, because it's a new day, so better to end here than to end in like the middle of a chapter. I will find time to stream this again soon. Tomorrow we're going to continue a different game that I was in the middle of, but we'll stream this again sometime. I think it's very fun. I'm very interested in the dialogue and all that. The characters are funny. Cool stuff so far. The art's awesome. So yeah. This is not Twitch, so we're not rating anybody. But thanks everybody for being here, for lurking. For those of you who chatted or even just said hello, thanks for that. I always appreciate having you guys here. And I hope to see you guys here again tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will also be on YouTube a little bit earlier than today's stream, like 2 hours earlier. So it'll be 4 o'clock for the EST people. And yeah.